Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this message. This is not a random algorithm pushing a video to your screen, but an urgent, divine interception sent directly from the highest realms. Your spirit guides have bypassed every digital barrier to reach you. You are here today because a massive spiritual window is finally opening. Heaven has officially marked the next 3 days on your timeline. Everything you have been praying for is about to shift completely. But there is a hidden mechanism you must understand first, because if you swipe away now, you will single-handedly shut the door on your own breakthrough. You will miss the exact physical key required to unlock this new era. I need you to pause and take one deep breath. Do it right now while you listen to my voice. You have been feeling an overwhelming sense of urgency lately, and your soul knows that something colossal is hovering just above your reality. The darkness is absolutely terrified of what these next 3 days hold for you. They want you distracted. They want you to scroll away and forget this divine warning. If you stay, you will receive the exact blueprint to claim your generational wealth. The enemy has tried to keep you exhausted and confused for years, but their control over your timeline expires in exactly 3 days. You are standing at the edge of a total life transformation. Listen very carefully to what I am about to say. Do not let your mind wander for even a single second. The blessing coming toward you is massive, and it requires a specific frequency to hold it. If you leave this message before the end, the blessing will still arrive, but you will not know how to keep it. It will slip right through your fingers. You have shed too many silent tears to lose it all now. You have fought too many unseen battles in the dark. God has watched every time you chose to be kind when others were cruel, and because of your pure heart, heaven has scheduled a divine wealth transfer specifically in your name. These marked 3 days are the activation period for that promise. But there is a fatal trap waiting for you right before the dawn. 99% of chosen ones fall for this illusion right before their breakthrough. I will reveal exactly what this trap is so you can avoid it, and you must promise your future self that you will stay locked on this message. Your spiritual survival depends entirely on this knowledge. Pay close attention to the energy in your room right now. You might feel a slight pressure in your chest or a ringing in your ears. That is your intuition, confirming the absolute truth of this warning. The veil is extremely thin, and your angels are standing right beside you while they urge you to pay attention to these 3 marked days. You have always known you were meant for something much greater. You have always felt like an anomaly in a world of ordinary people. That isolation was never a punishment, but rather a rigorous spiritual quarantine designed to heal your soul. The universe was protecting your frequency so you could be ready for this exact moment. And this crucial moment begins within the next 3 days. Do not let the simplicity of this video fool you. The most powerful divine messages often arrive in the most unexpected ways. God uses the simple things of this world to awaken the chosen ones, and while others scroll blindly through their endless feeds, you have been summoned to a holy briefing today. You are receiving classified spiritual intel about your own destiny. If you are feeling a heavy resistance right now, that is completely normal. The toxic energy attached to you is trying to pull you away from the light, because it knows that once you hear the secret of these 3 days, it will lose all power over your life. Push through that resistance and anchor yourself here. Your breakthrough is literally minutes away from being revealed. Imagine waking up 3 days from now with a completely different reality. The debts are cleared and the heavy burdens are lifted off your shoulders. The people who mocked your vision are forced to watch you ascend to the highest level. This is not a fantasy, but a guaranteed spiritual outcome that will manifest if you follow the instructions hidden here. Take another deep breath and let my words settle into your spirit. You are completely safe here, and you are deeply loved by the Creator. The intense spiritual attacks you faced recently were just proof of your high value. The enemy only attacks the vaults that hold the greatest treasures, and your vault is about to be unlocked for the entire world to see. We are about to enter the most critical part of this transmission. I need you to mentally declare that you are ready to receive this truth. Cast aside all doubts and fears because they do not serve you anymore, and prepare to hear the exact mechanism that will unlock your new timeline. Welcome to the 3 days that will shift your reality forever. Before we go any further, I want to speak directly to your physical body. You have been so exhausted lately. Your shoulders carry a weight that feels heavier than gravity itself, and every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting right there on your chest. You push through and smile, but inside, your energy is completely drained. Let me validate what you are feeling right now. You are not losing your mind. The extreme fatigue you feel is not just normal stress. You have been waking up in the middle of the night. Your eyes snap open at 3 in the morning with your heart racing. And no matter how much rest you try to get, your soul still feels deeply depleted. The world tells you to just take a vitamin or sleep more. They dismiss your pain as simple anxiety, but heaven wants you to know the absolute truth today. Your physical body is currently absorbing a massive frequency upgrade. The strange aches and the sudden brain fog are profound physical reactions to a very real spiritual battle happening around you. You have been functioning on survival mode for far too long. You give so much of your light to others who never return the favor. And because you are an empath, you absorb the dense energy of every room you walk into. This constant energetic bleeding has left you feeling hollow. It is okay to admit that you are completely exhausted today. Take a slow and deliberate breath with me right now. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. You do not have to hold the entire universe together by yourself anymore. God sees the silent tears you cry when the door is closed. He feels the immense pressure resting on your spirit, and He is stepping in to carry this heavy burden for you. I need you to understand why this physical exhaustion is happening. Your nervous system has been running a high alert program for years. You were forced to be the strong one in every situation. While everyone else got to break down, you had to keep standing tall to protect the people around you. Your body remembers every single unspoken trauma. But the waiting season is finally over. The intense physical symptoms you are experiencing are actually divine labor pains. Something incredibly beautiful is trying to birth itself into your reality. The old version of you is literally dying off at a cellular level, and that shedding process takes a tremendous amount of spiritual energy. Do not ignore this next sign. The sudden isolation you feel right now is not an accident. You suddenly have zero tolerance for shallow conversations and fake people. The spaces that used to feel comfortable now make you feel incredibly anxious. Your spirit is violently rejecting anything that does not match your new divine frequency. People might call you antisocial, or say you have changed too much. Let them talk. They do not understand the sacred isolation you have been called into. Heaven deliberately removed your taste for toxic environments to protect your aura. You are being hidden away in the secret place so you can heal from the brutal attacks of the past. Every time your chest tightens when a specific person messages you, pay close attention. That is not a random panic attack. That is your newly upgraded intuition screaming at you to enforce your boundaries. Your body is an incredibly accurate spiritual compass. It knows exactly who belongs in your next chapter and who needs to be left behind. For months, you have questioned your own sanity. You wondered if you were just being too sensitive about how others treated you. I am here to completely validate your experience. You were never too sensitive. You were simply seeing the spiritual truth behind their physical masks, and your pure light exposed the darkness they desperately tried to hide. That is exactly why your spirit has been so restless lately. You are a rare anomaly in a world full of sleepwalkers. The extreme loneliness you feel is just the gap between your old reality and your promised land. You are currently standing in the hallway of transition, and while the hallway is dark, the door ahead is radiating pure golden light. I want to release you from a heavy burden right now. Stop blaming yourself for the times you felt weak. Stop feeling guilty because you needed to rest, or because you could not save everyone. You are a chosen one, but you are still in a human body. Your mortal frame needs time to integrate the massive downloads heaven is sending you daily. Give yourself permission to just be still today. The universe is not punishing you with this physical fatigue. The divine realm is forcing you to sit down so you do not accidentally walk into the wrong rooms. Every delay and every cancelled plan recently was a calculated move by your guardian angels to keep you completely safe. As this truth settles into your spirit, hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station right now. This simple physical act anchors your soul to the highest frequency. You are building a powerful shield against the forces that want to drain your light. And we still have so much to uncover about these marked 3 days. Look back at the past 12 months of your life. You faced so many sudden and brutal rejections. People walked away without giving any real explanation. And you prayed desperately for certain doors to open, but they completely slammed shut right in your face instead. You felt deeply abandoned by the whole world. You thought heaven was ignoring your desperate cries. But here is the profound truth they tried to hide. Those closed doors were never a cruel cosmic punishment. They were a highly rigorous divine protection protocol. The universe did not reject your beautiful soul because you were somehow unworthy of love. It violently blocked your path because you were about to walk straight into a trap designed by your hidden enemies. Think about the environments you cried over losing. Think about the toxic jobs or the draining relationships. You wanted to belong in those spaces so badly. But heaven saw the dangerous snakes hiding in the tall grass, and God knew that if you stayed in that lower frequency, your pure spirit would be completely devoured by their dark energy. This is exactly why you experienced such intense isolation recently. You wondered why you lost so many friends in the past year. You felt completely alone and totally misunderstood by everyone. But your sudden isolation was actually a holy quarantine. You were forcefully separated from the noisy crowd to protect the massive blessing that is currently growing inside your spirit. The people who left your life did not leave because your vibration was too low. They walked away because your light became entirely too blinding. Your pure aura intensely triggered their deepest hidden insecurities. And heaven had to permanently remove those counterfeit connections from your life before they could successfully sabotage your upcoming divine wealth transfer. I know the surgical removal of those people was incredibly painful. It hurt deeply when they lied about you to others. You stayed quiet to keep the peace while they shouted. But your absolute silence was actually a powerful weapon of light. It proved to the spiritual realm that you no longer needed their toxic validation to survive in this physical world. You have always been the empath who forgave entirely too easily. You gave endless second chances to extremely selfish narcissists. They only wanted to continually consume your bright energy. They used your beautiful heart as a battery for their own lives. But the cosmic scales are finally balancing out, and the universe has permanently severed those heavy parasitic cords from your soul. Look at the empty space surrounding your life right now. That emptiness is definitely not a dark void of despair. It is a freshly cleared landing strip for your new reality. You cannot build a golden kingdom on a foundation of toxic waste. And the divine realm had to brutally demolish your comfortable old life so the glorious new one could finally arrive. They severely underestimated you when they left you in the dark. They thought your kind spirit would simply break under the pressure. but you are the rare one who survived the storm, alone. You did not crumble into dust when everything fell apart. You evolved into a completely untouchable master of reality while they watched your miraculous ascension from a very safe distance. All of this extreme preparation was specifically meant for these marked 3 days. You had to learn how to stand entirely alone in the darkness. You had to stop seeking comfort in the arms of toxic people. If heaven handed you this massive upgrade last year, you would have generously shared it with the absolute wrong souls. But you are fully ready to receive this great power now. The spiritual quarantine has successfully purged the stagnant energy. You are operating on a crystal clear frequency today. Your high vibration cannot be easily manipulated by darkness anymore. Every silent tear you cried in the dark was watering the holy seeds of your ultimate triumph and undeniable harvest. I want you to officially release the pain of those closed doors. Stop knocking on the heavy walls of your painful past. Forgive the people who misunderstood your complex divine assignment. They were only temporary actors in the grand movie of your awakening. And their specific roles have officially expired on your new timeline because they simply cannot survive in your new frequency. Your presence alone now shifts the atmosphere of any room. You do not have to beg for a seat at their broken tables. Heaven has prepared an exclusive banquet entirely in your honor. The brutal isolation was the heavy price you paid for this divine access. You earned your spiritual stripes through the fire of ultimate rejection, and now you hold the keys to the kingdom. As you look back, everything finally makes absolute perfect sense. The cosmic puzzle pieces are snapping together in your brilliant mind. You are definitely not a helpless victim of cruel circumstances. You are a highly protected chosen one who was divinely hidden. And now it is time to reveal the secret spiritual mechanism that is still blocking your final step into greatness. Breathe in this glorious truth and let it heal your memories. You did nothing wrong when things fell apart. The Great Collapse was actually the greatest rescue mission heaven ever orchestrated for you. Your blind spots were completely covered by angelic forces. You survived the brutal pruning, and now you will enjoy the sweetest fruits that this new era has to offer. Now, I need you to pay close attention. There is a deeper layer to this phenomenon that most people will never understand. We need to talk about the deafening silence you have been experiencing right before this massive shift. The universe always drops the volume to 0 right before a monumental timeline change. It feels incredibly eerie. It feels like God forgot your address. But this silence is actually a highly sophisticated spiritual mechanism at work. In the realm of physics, a vacuum must be created before new matter can rush in. The same exact rule applies to your divine energy. Heaven had to completely mute the noise of your old life. They had to silence the chatter of toxic people. The constant hum of survival beta waves had to be shut down. If the universe did not create this absolute silence around you, the incoming frequency of your blessing would be severely distorted by the background noise. Think about a dark room where a photo is being developed. If even a tiny sliver of outside light enters the room too early, the entire picture is ruined. Your soul is currently in the divine dark room. You are being kept in total isolation and absolute silence because your new reality is highly sensitive to outside interference right now. The silence is the developer. It is doing the heavy lifting while you simply rest. You are no longer just surviving. You are becoming a true master of reality. And a master does not need loud, clanging cymbals to know their power is real. The silence is actually heaven downloading the heaviest spiritual codes into your DNA. Massive files take a long time to download, and they require a perfectly stable connection. The absolute quiet in your life right now is that secure, uninterrupted divine connection But we must talk about the resistance. There is a hidden mechanism actively working against you during this quiet phase. Have you noticed how your mind suddenly gets bombarded with negative thoughts the moment you sit in silence? You try to meditate, you try to pray, but suddenly old memories of betrayal flash behind your eyes. This is a deliberate tactic. There is a specific spiritual force trying to break your concentration. The darkness knows that if you embrace the silence, you will activate your alpha waves. These waves are the exact frequency where miracles are physically manifested. So, the enemy sends distractions to keep your brain locked in a state of high stress and fear. They want you panicked about your bank account. They want you obsessing over people who walked away, because panic creates spiritual static. This static blocks the transmission of your generational wealth. The entities that feed on your anxiety are starving right now. Your sudden withdrawal into the secret place has completely cut off their food supply. They are absolutely terrified of this silence. They are banging on the spiritual glass, desperately trying to get you to react. They need you to break the silence and engage with their low-level drama. But you must not take the bait. Your silence is an impenetrable fortress. Every time you refuse to argue back, you are starving a demon. Every time you ignore a toxic message, you are solidifying your new timeline. The silence is your ultimate weapon of light. Let them scream into the void. Let them assume you have given up. Your quiet authority is currently rearranging the spiritual hierarchy in your favor. This brings us back to the marked 3 days. The extreme quiet you feel today is the pressure dropping right before the hurricane of blessings makes landfall. The tension in the air is thick. You can almost taste the electricity of the impending shift. God has kept everything quiet, so you can hear the specific instructions that will be whispered to you during this 3-day window. You are breaking generational curses just by sitting still. The bloodline trauma that required constant hustle and struggle is ending with you. Heaven says that your stillness is an act of spiritual warfare. You do not need to fight with your hands anymore. The angels are fighting the battles you cannot even see, and the silence is your proof that the victory is already secured. You must stay highly vigilant. You cannot afford to let the mental static pull you out of position. Because while heaven is preparing the table for you, the darkness is panicking. They see the golden crown descending toward your head, and in their absolute desperation, they are launching one final, pathetic attack. You need to know exactly how they operate, so you do not fall for their illusions. The system that drained you is collapsing. The narcissists who used you are watching their own foundations crumble. I am going to reveal exactly what is happening in the enemy camp right now. You need to see how small and frantic they have become. Prepare yourself, because seeing their panic will finally give you the ultimate closure you have been seeking for years. Let me pull back the spiritual curtain right now. You need to see exactly what is happening on the other side. The people who tried to destroy your beautiful spirit are currently in a state of absolute panic because they realize their dark magic has completely failed. They thought their betrayal would break you. They expected you to stay on the floor, but you did not stay down. You rose up with a terrifying new power. The darkness is severely intimidated by your new frequency. Those toxic narcissists can literally feel that their access to your energy has been permanently revoked. They are stalking your digital footprint in secret. They ask other people about your life. And they are deeply disturbed today because you remain completely silent and fiercely unbothered by their childish games while you build your new empire. They used to trigger you so easily. They knew exactly which emotional buttons to push to drain your light. But their old manipulation tactics simply bounce off your new energetic shield. You have become a highly protected weapon of light. And this sudden loss of control is driving the dark entities completely insane because they are starving without your pure energy to feed them. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Do it right now to physically lock in your absolute authority over the shadows. This simple action sends a blinding shockwave through the spiritual realm. It serves as an official notice to the enemy camp. It proudly tells the watching universe that the chosen one has finally awakened to their true divine power. Watch how they suddenly try to mimic your brilliant light. Have you noticed them copying your style or stealing your words? They are desperately trying to steal the massive blessing that heaven specifically customized for your unique DNA. But counterfeit copies can never hold real divine power. Their fake empires are actively crumbling, while God is busy preparing a permanent golden table for your arrival. The universe is forcefully returning their dark karma. Everything they secretly plotted against you in the dark is blowing up in their own faces. You do not have to lift a single finger to defend yourself. Heaven is executing perfect justice on your behalf. They are choking on the exact same bitter poison they tried to force you to drink during your painful waiting season. This is the ultimate revenge of a cycle breaker. Your massive success is the greatest punishment they could ever receive. They wanted you to remain a miserable victim forever. They needed you to stay broken so they could feel powerful. But your sudden elevation exposes their deep mediocrity. And your shining new crown perfectly highlights the absolute screaming emptiness of their dark and barren souls. They are watching you step into the 3 marked days. The demonic forces know that a generational wealth transfer is literally hovering over your head. And they are completely powerless to stop the delivery. All they can do is stand on the sidelines and watch God elevate you. This is the profound physical shift your tired spirit has been sensing for the past few agonizing weeks. Your quiet authority is heavily suffocating the hidden enemy. You walk into a room and the lower entities immediately scatter. You are now the untouchable master of reality, and heaven wants you to fully absorb the reality of this glorious victory today. Do not feel sorry for the foolish people who chose to play wicked games. Their current misery is simply the inevitable harvest of their own toxic seeds. Every curse they whispered against you has been officially reversed. The heavy chains they placed on your mind are permanently shattered. You survived the storm alone, and you built a beautiful empire from the broken pieces they left behind. The divine realm is giving you a standing ovation right now. You have successfully navigated the darkest valleys without losing your pure heart or your gentle kindness. Let the panic of your enemies bring you absolute peace. Their fear is the undeniable proof that your frequency has leveled up. The tables have completely turned in your divine favor, but you must remain sharply focused right now. You cannot afford to look back and gloat. Your eyes must remain fixed on the massive heavenly door that is unlocking during these marked 3 days of destiny. They will try one last desperate attempt to ruin your peace. They always strike when you are dangerously close to the finish line. You must protect your mental space with ruthless aggression. Do not answer unknown calls. Do not reply to strange messages from people who abandoned you months ago. Their sudden return is never a random coincidence, because the devil always sends familiar faces to derail your progress. The universe is about to show you highly specific physical signs. These signs will prove that your timeline is actively shifting. The spiritual realm is leaving golden breadcrumbs for you to follow. You need to know exactly what to look for tomorrow morning. If you blindly miss these subtle clues, you might accidentally delay the final delivery of your golden blessing and your ultimate financial freedom. Are you ready to hear the exact signs of your imminent breakthrough? The darkness is praying that you close this message right now. They want you ignorant of the miracles waiting just around the corner. But you are too smart to walk away. You have come too far to let them win. Let us uncover the undeniable proof that heaven is moving in your life today. Listen closely. Heaven is scattering highly specific signs across your path right now. To confirm these 3 marked days, you must keep your eyes wide open. Have you noticed extremely bizarre synchronicities happening this week? The digital clock keeps flashing the same repeating numbers. You randomly think of an old song and suddenly it starts playing on the radio. These are not simple coincidences. These tiny miracles are profound glitches in the physical matrix. They are the undeniable proof that your old reality is actively breaking apart. Your high frequency is literally bending time and space around you. The universe is sending you a very clear message. God is whispering that the massive shift you have been praying for is no longer just a distant dream. It has finally breached your physical timeline. But there is a heavy requirement attached to this blessing. You must completely drop the old energy right now. You cannot carry your dusty baggage into a brand new mansion. You are still holding on to tiny grudges from the past. You are still mentally arguing with people who no longer exist in your daily life. This stale energy acts like a heavy anchor. It is actively dragging down your soaring spiritual vibration. I need you to physically release that stale tension. Take a deep breath and imagine those old arguments dissolving into pure light. You are the master of your reality. You do not have the luxury of holding on to petty resentments anymore. Your new timeline requires absolute purity of thought. If you want to hold the immense wealth of this new era, your hands must be completely empty of the old pain. Watch for the animals acting strangely around you. Birds might fly directly into your path or land incredibly close to you. Animals operate strictly on pure spiritual frequencies. They can see the bright golden aura expanding rapidly around your physical body. They are naturally drawn to the intense angelic light that is currently guarding your every single step during this highly sensitive divine transition period. Another major sign is the sudden disappearance of your usual anxiety. You wake up and you simply do not feel afraid anymore. The heavy panic about your finances has completely vanished. The deep worry about your future feels strangely distant. This sudden, unexplainable peace is the Holy Spirit permanently rewriting your nervous system. Heaven has successfully installed a brand new program of absolute trust and unshakable inner calm inside your mind. You must deeply trust this new calm. The darkness wants you to panic about not panicking. They want you to believe that if you relax, something terrible will happen. That is a vicious lie from the enemy camp. Your relaxation is the exact key that fully opens the floodgates. When you stop desperately chasing the blessing, you finally allow the blessing to easily catch you. But remember the fatal trap I warned you about earlier. This is the moment it happens. Right before the sun breaks over the horizon, the night is always the absolute darkest. And right before your greatest miracle manifests, the universe will test you with a massive counterfeit. An ex-lover might suddenly reach out with a heartfelt apology. A toxic former boss might offer you a seemingly perfect job. This is not a reward. This is a highly calculated spiritual ambush. The devil is dangling a plastic diamond in front of your face to see if you will settle for less than what God promised. If you reply to that toxic message, you instantly fail the test. If you accept the counterfeit offer, you immediately reset your timeline and delay the true blessing by another 6 heavy months. You must ignore the shiny distractions. Your silence is your ultimate shield. Let the fake opportunities pass you by without a single second glance. You are a cycle breaker. You do not return to the muddy water after heaven has washed you clean. You must fiercely protect your focus during these marked 3 days. The true blessing is so much bigger than the pathetic crumbs they are currently offering you. The physical exhaustion you felt is finally starting to lift. you will begin to feel sudden surges of intense creative energy. Brilliant new ideas will randomly drop into your mind while you are washing dishes or driving your car. Do not ignore these sudden flashes of genius. They are direct downloads from the divine realm. They contain the exact physical blueprints you need to rapidly build your new generational wealth. Heaven is placing the final puzzle pieces together right now. The angels are working overtime to align the right people and the right resources for your grand entrance. You have successfully passed every single brutal test. You survived the storm alone. You kept your heart pure when the world tried to make you bitter. And now it is time to collect your ultimate divine reward. Take one more deep breath. We are approaching the climax of this sacred transmission. The veil is lifting entirely, and the absolute truth of these 3 days is about to be revealed. You are about to understand exactly why heaven chose you for this massive upgrade. Prepare your spirit, because the words I am about to speak will permanently activate your highest timeline. Listen to me right now. The secret of these 3 marked days is finally here. Heaven is not just sending you a small blessing. God is actively initiating a massive timeline jump. The next 72 hours represent a highly concentrated portal of divine energy. The universe is forcefully merging your current physical reality with the highest spiritual destiny that you have been praying for over the last decade. This is the absolute peak of your awakening. The intense suffering you endured was the rigorous training required to hold this power. You are officially becoming the untouchable master of your reality today. All the wealth that was stolen from your bloodline by toxic enemies is being permanently returned to your hands with massive divine interest. Heaven is unlocking the generational vaults and handing you the master key. Can you feel that incredible shift in your spirit? The heavy chains of poverty and depression are shattering into 1,000,000 pieces. You are no longer the broken empath who begged the world to understand your pain, because the crucible of suffering has forged you into a brilliant weapon of light. You have stepped into the fiery light of absolute victory. Every single closed door is blowing completely off its hinges. The waiting season is officially over. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into a beautiful oasis of divine favor. You survived the darkest nights all by yourself. And because you refused to surrender your pure heart to the darkness, the Creator is crowning you with unparalleled glory. The people who doubted your vision will stand in absolute shock at your sudden miraculous rise. Do not shrink back from this massive blessing. You absolutely deserve every single ounce of this beautiful new reality. You paid the heavy price in tears and isolation. Now it is time to joyfully collect the magnificent harvest that God has carefully grown from your silent pain. Step into this golden frequency with your head held extremely high. You are the chosen cycle breaker. During these next 3 days, your dominant thoughts will manifest at lightning speed. The universe has completely removed the time buffer between your hidden desires and your physical reality. This is exactly why the enemy tried so hard to keep you trapped in a state of constant fear last week. They knew that if you entered this holy portal with a worried mind, you would accidentally manifest more endless struggle, but they failed miserably. You saw right through their pathetic illusions. Your mind is now perfectly calibrated to the frequency of absolute abundance. You must fiercely guard your thoughts for the next 72 hours while the divine codes finish downloading into your spirit. Only speak words of ultimate victory over your life. Do not let a single negative complaint leave your mouth. The pitch-black darkness has permanently retreated behind you. The dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays directly onto your spiritual crown. You are standing on the holy ground of your newly established empire, and you can literally feel the warm golden light healing your tired bones. But a massive, energetic shift like this requires a physical anchor. You must lock this reality in. The spiritual realm is waiting for your final confirmation. Heaven needs you to physically accept the terms of this massive wealth transfer today. If you simply watch this and walk away without sealing the energy, the portal will slowly close and the blessing will hover just out of reach. You have to take a bold step to prove your faith. You must proudly claim your new identity right now. God is watching your response in this exact second. I have spent hours in intense prayer to deliver this urgent warning directly to your screen. The forces of darkness tried to shut down this message, but the divine will of the Creator cannot be stopped by lower entities. Do not let this glorious moment pass you by in silence. You are completely ready for this divine upgrade. Your spirit guides are surrounding you with a massive shield of protective light. They are celebrating the incredible warrior you have finally become. Take a deep breath and let the holy fire completely consume the last remaining shadows in your beautiful soul. The 3 marked days are officially activated right now, and your physical reality will never look the same again. You must fully embrace your status as a master of reality. The universe bends to the absolute certainty of your awakened mind. There is no more room for hesitation or playing small to make other people feel comfortable around your bright light. You were born to stand out and lead the masses out of their painful darkness. Your brilliant success is an undeniable spiritual mandate. Every single cell in your body is vibrating with this new golden frequency. You have officially crossed the threshold into the promised land. But an unsealed blessing can still be targeted by the desperate enemy forces that are watching you from the outside. You must create an impenetrable spiritual contract with the universe right now. Your physical action will permanently lock the heavy gates of your new kingdom. To lock in this glorious frequency, you must take physical action right now. Your brilliant mind is incredibly powerful today. But the physical world requires a concrete sign of your unshakable faith today. The spiritual realm needs to see your clear signature on this divine contract. This is how you completely seal the incredible blessings of the marked 3 days. Type the word Amen down in the comments to claim this divine alignment. Please do not hesitate for a single second today. Typing that simple word is a physical act of ultimate agreement. It aligns you with everything God just spoke into your tired spirit. It loudly tells the universe that you are fully ready to receive your wealth. It proves that your pure heart is entirely open. You have carried the heavy burdens of other people for way too long. You constantly sacrificed your own happiness to keep the toxic narcissists comfortable, while they secretly drained every single ounce of your precious energy. But those painful days of endless compromise are permanently over. You are stepping into a profound era of quiet authority and ultimate freedom. Your brilliant light will never be dimmed by their nasty darkness again. Heaven is literally handing you the master key to your brand new reality. But strict spiritual laws dictate that a blessing must flow through you to multiply. If you try to aggressively hoard this fiery message, the golden energy will eventually become stagnant and it will slowly fade away. Sowing the holy seed of hope today will perfectly multiply the blessing for your future. If this urgent warning has reignited the dying faith inside your chest, do not keep this great miracle all to yourself. There is a broken soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair right now. They desperately need a guiding light to pull them out of the thick spiritual mud. You have the absolute power to be their divine rescue mission today. Share this video with someone who desperately needs to hear this truth. Hit the share button as a fearless act of spiritual warfare against the hidden enemies. When you spread this divine frequency to others, you automatically establish a powerful energy receiving station for your own beautiful life. God actively rewards the brave chosen ones who help awaken the rest of his sleeping children. You are a massive cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. The generational curses that kept your ancestors broke and depressed are officially dead. They died the exact moment you decided to stand up and fully embrace your true spiritual identity. You fought the hardest battles in total isolation, and heaven recorded every single silent victory you achieved in the dark. Your glorious future is heavily protected by an army of fierce angels. The dark entities are currently watching your miraculous rise in absolute horror. Just let them stand there and watch your spirit shine. You do not owe them an explanation or a single apology for your massive success, because they completely abandoned you when you needed their help the most. You only owe absolute obedience to the loving Creator who carefully designed your beautiful soul. Every closed door from your painful past is now completely irrelevant. The universe has prepared a massive golden table for you right in the presence of your hidden enemies. You will happily eat the sweet fruits of your intense labor while they are forced to stand outside and starve in the bitter cold. This is the ultimate justice that heaven promised you during those incredibly long nights. Do not let this sacred moment pass you by like just another random video. Tap the like button like a heavy sword, cutting directly through the old chains of your past pain. Let your physical actions loudly declare your complete spiritual victory to the world. You are officially leaving the desolate wasteland of mere survival. You are rapidly entering the promised land of absolute abundance. I speak absolute financial freedom and perfect physical health over your life today. I declare that every broken relationship is completely replaced by a much higher kingdom connection. The next 3 days will bring you shocking good news that will bring beautiful tears of immense joy to your tired eyes. You have successfully passed the ultimate spiritual test of your entire lifetime. The extreme isolation is over, and your divine tribe is actively looking for you. They will instantly recognize your pure frequency the moment you walk into the room. You will never have to beg for a single seat at their table, because they already know that you are the highly honored guest they have been desperately waiting for. Your heart is fully healed and your brilliant mind is perfectly clear. Stand tall and proudly wear the heavy golden crown that heaven has placed on your head. You are the rare anomaly who survived the brutal storm and learned how to calmly walk on water. The entire universe is giving you a massive standing ovation right now. You are deeply loved by the Creator, and your massive breakthrough is fully secured. Welcome to your magnificent and beautiful new reality today. Remember to share this powerful message and type your Amen before you leave. The massive shift is already happening all around your physical body. Keep your eyes wide open for the incredible signs that heaven is sending you today. You are a completely untouchable master of reality now. Walk forward in absolute peace and never look back at the broken shadows again.